first thing I started off with was the actual flute that I found. I found this on Splice. Splice is an awesome website with a bunch of samples. So I found this flute sample. Let me take all the effects off of it. Didn't do too much to it. It was just a little loud, and so I took the highs off. Added a simple delay, a little reverb. From there, I felt like it kind of needed, it just needed a little more space, a little more ambience, really. And so from there, I added this other sample that I found off of the ROM pack, and it sounded like this once I added it on top. This is the actual sample. You can see it's kind of spacey, it's kind of airy, just adds a little more energy to it. So from there, put those together, you get that. So I was like, okay, we got a little something here, a little more energy, a little more space. I really wanted to start with the intro. I really like starting from the intro, so I pulled up from there I pulled up Ableton's, it's the Dusky Swell Synth Brass, which is actually a stock plugin, and so it sounded like this. Let me pull that up actually. Here we go. So that's what the actual sound is. So I just went a couple octaves below and kind of got a little more bass out of it, and I came up with this. That's it. That was it for the intro. So I'll play the intro really quick with everything. So yeah, that's the intro. From there, I really went into the first thing I always lay down is the kick. It's just kind of like, it just punches you in the face, you know? So it's just, you gotta bring it in. Pretty simple kick pattern. As you can see right here, this is where I actually laid it all down. Really simple kick pattern. From there, brought in the snare. Now we got the vibe going. We got the little bounce going. I needed a little more bounce, so I added a second snare. And this one, I kind of put it a little offset, so bring that in. So this comes in. It's right here. You can actually see it here as well. It just kind of throws you up, you know, gets a little bounce going. From there, I wanted to do something different with this beat, and besides making it, you know, simple hi-hats and this and that, I actually brought in a hi-hat and I actually played it in reverse. So this is what it actually sounds like. Bring that back to normal. So I brought that in, and so with that in there, it sounds like this. Got a little more bounce going, you know? Then I brought in the same hi-hat, but regular, so it's not in reverse, and I did this pattern. So you can see the hi-hat pattern here. Bounce at me. Right here. And last but not least, the last thing I brought in was the 808, which is actually this right here. It is actually off of the Lex Luger drum kit, I believe. Let's see here, let me make sure. Yep, Lex Luger, so shout out to Lex Luger for the drum kit. And we have this right here, so. Even though I had the regular bass at the very beginning, which once again was this one right here. even though I had that, I still wanted to bring in the 808 just because it's so much more energy and it's just a lot stronger. So from there, I actually brought in, this was all in key of D. So brought that in right there. And so I'll play you guys the first half all together. There's an 808 pattern. I actually skipped the first pattern. I kind of had a moment where I wanted to try something like J. Cole's song where you kind of skip the first punch and just let the ride go through and then just hit them with the bass. And that's exactly what I did here. So if I play just the drums here, you can actually hear exactly what I'm talking about. So I skipped that first one, just completely gone, and it's just the kick. It's just bass. Boom, 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 then lower bass. Skip it. Comes in. So that's actually the chorus. I actually always start with the chorus first, just because I love adding stuff on top of it and on top of it and on top of it. But eventually you got to make room for the artist. You got to make room for them to be able to rap. You got to be able to change and transition. So what I actually did was, once we went into the actual verse, what I did is, there's a small crash, which is this, which is actually this right here, just by itself. I just thought it had an interesting sound, so I added it in there. And so for the actual verse, this is where it gets interesting. And if you want to come in a little bit, I'll actually show, just in case anybody's curious on how I pulled it off myself. I actually made the flute just stagger, and it's in 8th notes, so it sounds like this. And what I did too is I actually brought in the intro bass, just because I was actually there when Stevie Dub started writing the song. And so I started switching it up once he was actually there. And there was a right there. How does your song start, Dub? It's
I just had to switch up my mindset. Yeah. Ain't nobody ready for the project. And a lot happened to me.
Okay, so that right there, he started talking about how he had a lot of stuff going on that he hadn't processed. And so I was just telling him, I'm like, you got to dig into those emotions. And so what I did is I brought that original intro bass back. I completely ditched the snares and I ditched the reverse hi-hat. And so what we ended up with was this right here. And it just kind of made it a little more dramatic. It gave him room to like get stuff off his chest, you know? And then we're just back at it with bring in the reverse hi-hat again. Yeah, and that's really the whole beat. I remember when I was making this, I was just in the studio with my girlfriend, and I think I had already knocked out maybe 2 or 3 beats, and you know, I was kind of feeling this one. It was not my favorite for sure. And so, but I always show the artists everything that I got, because you never really know what is gonna inspire them and like what emotions it's gonna come out when they hear the song. And so, as soon as we started playing this, I think maybe 10 minutes passed by. And we just started writing the whole song. We got the chorus down, we started recording it, and then I told him, like, you know what? We need to get this whole song done today because the energy is just there. And so that's really the whole song. And before I forget, the last part that we do have is the outro, which actually Dub really wanted me to get this on there. I was just kind of fooling around at first. But what I did is I actually... the BPM of the song, when I actually made the song, the BPM was at a 158, so I brought it down to a 79 for the outro, which is just half timing it. and then I actually got Dub to record the oh no, I'm sorry, I actually took the chorus and I pitched it down. I can tell you exactly how many cents I pulled it down, but I pulled it down 900 cents, and then we got this right here. It was just kind of a good little outro. It definitely just let the song ride out, and it gave it a really cool spacey energy, and so I love doing it. I think there's actually a couple songs on Say I'll Tell All that have the half-speed outro, which I'm really excited about, and yeah, there's a lot more to come. We have Say I'll Tell All is fully produced by me, and so we got a lot of songs. We're already planning on songs for after that album, and yeah, just stay tuned in. This was Behind the Beat with Contact the Producer. Stay tuned.
If I make one, I can make two. I got it like that.